Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to today's quick start session. We have about a minute to go before we're at the hour, and we're going to give everybody that registered an opportunity to sign on. This is Maureen Colvin, your Manager of Education and Development. And I'm going to type in the chat box just to make sure you can see my screen and hear my voice. And if anybody out there could reply to that, that would be great. Okay. I just typed in, I know you can hear me. Can you see my quick start slideshow starting? Great, thank you so much. So we are now at the 2 o'clock mark. And because I want to be respectful of everybody's time, I'm going to start right now and welcome you all. I'm looking forward to getting back on the road and seeing more of you in person. But these quick starts are recorded and it will be posted on the Remax Integra YouTube channel as well. So if you need to go back and reference anything we discuss or go over or train on, you certainly have those resources for you. I'm going to do a brief, just give you an agenda. I'm going to do a brief PowerPoint review to show you what we're going to go over. And in the follow-up email that will go to everyone who has registered for today's quick start, you will get a link to this presentation as well as the recording. So this will be brief just to give you an overview, and then I'm going to go live and I'm going to show you how to update your Mac Center profiles. That's very important when you're starting out or just joining, because it is going to feed for you your Bouge CRM and your Bouge websites. I'm also going to review with you Design Center automation and show you how those marketing features can work for you and your sellers. And finally, I'm going to also open what we have called a marketing resource guide. That is a PDF document that allows you to click through live into the product on each page that it's recommending. And I'm also going to include the link for that. So after this presentation, included in that follow-up email, you're going to get to download this marketing resource guide, save it to your desktop, and then utilize it as you wish. So again, we're going to look at Mac Center and also the referrals and the referral network you can get through Mac Center. We're going to go over Remax Hustle, which is how you can make your own commercials. And that is one of the parts of the marketing guide I mentioned. Design Center and the automated marketing pieces. I'm going to show you a sample of two apps. One's called the First app, and that is a way in which you can identify who in your sphere of influence is likely to sell this year, and also the marketing Remax 360 tool, which is an opportunity for you to show your homes completely virtually with 3D tours, home models, and floor plans. So this is the way in which we will go live. Is we're going to open Mac Center and I'm going to show you how to update your profile. And you'll follow along these steps, which is why I've put them here in the presentation so you can go back and reference it later. When we get to your profile, we're going to open each of the category doors you see at the left, fill them in, and we'll talk about how we want them to appear and be thorough, because that's what the About Me page on your website is drawing from. And also to make sure that you know you have a recent photo of high resolution uploaded, because that's going to show up in not only your Bouge CRM pieces, your website, but also the referral network. And we're going to research this little tab here that you see. I'm going to show you how that referral network works. For instance, if you were searching for an office in Orlando and type that in, you'd get a selection to choose from. And then you would be able to see basically the Max Center bio that they filled out. And you're going to be able to determine for yourself if that's a good fit. When you go into that office, you can open the agent roster and determine who you might like to check out. And in this case, we picked an agent who has a nicely done profile. And if you were to interview her by phone and decide that she's a good match, you would then click the blue send referral button. It would allow you to determine between the two of you how you would like to arrange for your fee. And this is something simply between you and the other agent. There are no fees to RE/MAX for these referrals. So they're a great opportunity for you to get supplemental income. And this is a photo of the front page of the resource guide I'm going to go through live. And then we're going to go to remaxhustle.com, and this would be what the front page here looks like. What we're going to talk about, and I'm going to demonstrate, is how to make welcome mats that are digital, and they can be posted as PNG pictures or JPEG pictures, and you can send those to your clients to celebrate different events. You can create a hustle graphic, which is basically a bio of yourself over the last 12 months in a visual, colorful format. It's a great conversation starter. And the thing I like best about RE/MAX Hustle is you can build your own free RE/MAX customized commercials. So we'll demo that. Design Center Automation, as I mentioned, is the feature in Max Center that gets triggered every time you put a listing in the MLS. And what it's going to do is draw from the text and photos in MLS that you entered, and within 24 hours, it's going to send you an email. And there's a sample here of what that email would look like. And you want to go into that and open it, and then you can choose for yourself of all of these things in the package that's been pre-populated. You can preview it, you can edit it, and you can send. So you would get 4 opportunities to utilize these marketing pieces for each listing. And this is all free. So when you first enter your MLS listing, you're going to get an email with 7 different pieces or 6 different pieces that announce this property just listed. If you were to reduce the price, you would get another package so you could inform people of that change. If you enter an open house into MLS, that will generate yet another package of marketing pieces. And finally, when the house is marked sold, you will get a marketing package to let people know that you were successful. The first app is something you're going to download on your phone, just like any other app. It is currently giving RE/MAX agents a sample free for 3 months. If you were to use it as it instructs for 3 months, you could determine for yourself if it's actually working. And if it is, great, continue on. It would cost $39 a month after the trial period. Or if you didn't feel, even though you've been following all of its suggestions, it just doesn't feel like it's something you're going to get enough business out of, then you could just not continue. And then the RE/MAX 360 tours. This is a really fabulous opportunity, especially during this virtual time that most of our homes are being shown online and selling without people even entering them in many cases. This is a product I'm looking forward to showing you samples of. So here we have the basic steps on the virtual tour, 3D model, and floor plans that RE/MAX 360 offers you. You can get the startup guide. I included the link here. And what it's going to do is just give you these 5 basic steps to get started. First of all, you create your RE/MAX 360 account. And this account is of a huge savings. It is $14.99 per month per user for the subscription, basically. Then if you can get unlimited home tours, if you had 25 listings, you could utilize that same product for all 25 in the same month for the same $14.99. The processing fee for the tour is $10 for up to 10 photos. So basically, if you had one listing and you wanted to get the product complete, which includes the virtual tour, the 3D home model, and the floor plans, with measurements, by the way, that tour would cost you $10. If you chose to add a couple of extra photos because it was a really big house or there was something or a feature you really wanted a picture of, you could add more photos for $1 each. But it's extremely deeply discounted. And as you see when we demo the product, you're going to notice how thorough and advantageous this would be to your marketing. Once you sign up, you want to utilize either your own cell phone. Most cell phones that are fairly new, even a couple of years old, will be perfectly adequate. You don't have to go buying another you don't have to buy a camera of any kind. They do offer a few suggestions, but you certainly could do just fine with your own phone. They're going to tell you how to stabilize the phone so that it gets all the pictures at the right height using a tripod and things like that. Then you're going to take the photos following the best practice guide, which you will have an opportunity to review. And it's very simple. They just want to make sure your photos are looking just as professional as they possibly can. Then you upload your images to the company, and within 24 hours, you are going to receive your packages back, a completed tour. And not only are you going to get one marketing package, you're going to get two. One will be branded with the Remax logo, and the other will not. And that's so that you can upload it into MLSs without violating any branding guidelines with those. So let's watch for a moment this little overview.
Welcome to iSpy Live, the evolution of iSpy 360. A milestone in design and technology, a world first, combining 360 virtual tours and video chat to make what you already do better, faster, and more productive. iSpy Live is convenient. Customers can view properties in real time and instantly request an iSpy Live viewing. Engage with your customers at their convenience. Whenever, wherever they are, a revolution in lead generation. iSpy Live is cross-platform. Tours can take place on any mobile, tablet, or computer, in any location. iSpy Live is user-friendly. It's simple. Nothing to download, nothing complicated. Just click and go. iSpy Live is information-rich. The feature-rich platform allows for a whole host of consumer-focused tools. Embed content such as Google Street View, photos, and documents. iSpy Live is immediate and social. Want to be proactive? Simply send an iSpy Live link to one or many existing customers. Invite multiple customers to your tour. Every house can be an open house without having to open the door. iSpy Live saves time and money. No more wasted journeys or viewings. Home in on qualified leads. Speed up the decision-making process. iSpy Live. Say hello to the future.
So there's just a quick example. Maybe back. that was an example of the 360 tour. And I also want to show you an example here of the interior floor plans that this product creates for you, because I think it's fantastic that your customers can see and visualize if their furniture fits, if the house has the layout that they would like, is the master bedroom in a position where they feel the children's bedrooms are well placed so they can hear, or however they feel most comfortable. As they use their mouse to click around, they get floor plan measurements and they can decide which room might be best for which purpose. Is there an office space? Where are the labs? Whatever the case may be. So you also see this 360 floor plan model and 3D feature, which I think is really another great feature. So just to give you an idea of that, one other part that people can click on would be perhaps if you had a really high-end feature you wanted to bring attention to, you could put a direct link on perhaps a chef's stove or range, and people could click on that link and it would give them all the specifications for that piece of equipment. So there's different ways in which you can really highlight the things that you would want to point out if you were doing a live open house. And as you saw, it does allow for people to attend virtually. You can advertise your open houses and then bring in as many customers or buyers as you wish. And it's a great marketing opportunity. If you have any questions, this demonstration is going to include this PowerPoint, which shows you the product support. And now what I want to do is go live for you and show you some of these features we were talking about in Mac Center. So here we go now. We are going to go back to what we talked about in the beginning, which was showing you how to set up your Mac Center profile. So here I am in Mac Center. I've signed in using my remax.net credentials, and I have come to the apps page. Over here is the home button, and that's what my particular front page looks like. It's perfectly normal if yours looks different. These apps and activities are highlighted because they've been favorited. That means I just use them all the time, so I've marked them as favorites and brought them forward. When you're over in the upper left-hand corner, if you go down to apps, it shows you all that are available. And as you can see, like I mentioned, we're going to talk a little bit about the Design Center automation, the first app, what it does, the Remax referrals, as well as Remax Hustle. I'm also going to touch base very briefly on the Bouge setup. That's a class in and of itself, but I do want to mention it. So here we are, the upper right-hand corner, you can see my photo. Yours will also have your photo as long as it's been uploaded into the Mac Center profile. If it isn't, it's going to show just a picture of the Remax balloon. Now, we really don't want you to have a balloon there because people are going to bypass agents that don't have their photos when it comes to a referral. And I'm going to show you how that looks in a minute. So when I click on the photo, it simply says update profile. And don't forget to save your credentials so you don't have to constantly put in your password. Over here on the left-hand side, there are some rows, or I like to call them like it's a bureau, like bureaus of drawers. What you need to do is put a little something in each. Now mine's a test account, so it's going to have less than an agent. So you're going to have a couple of other categories to fill in, but this gives you the right idea. First of all, I'm going to fill in the general info, and anything that's auto-populated, I just want to check to make sure it's correct. So here's my name, and it looks fine, so I would leave it and move down. But what if your formal name was what was populated here? And that's not what people call you. Maybe Christopher Jones is in here, but nobody's called you Chris or Christopher since you were little, and everybody knows you as CJ. So you would want to go in here with the edit button and change whatever it is you want, and then save it. And you do that to make sure that on your website and in the referral network and in your marketing materials from your Booge CRM, people would recognize that that's you. So that's why you go in here and you not only input, but you also double check anything in here that's editable. So in my case, there's not that much in general because it's a test account. Yours will have a little more. Like I said, it's just a matter of checking and inputting answers. Just to let you know, this privacy setting, what that means when you hover over this little information button, it's saying if you want to opt out of appearing on remax.com or the referral platform, then you want to check these boxes. Now, I do not see why any agent would not want to be published. You don't want to be a secret agent. You want to be advertised. So we do not want to see agents click these buttons. If they are clicked, you might want to think about that and unclick them. Under contact info, of course, people need to know how to reach you. And when all of those Booge products go out, and if somebody's trying to send a referral your way, you want to make sure they have the right information. Keep in mind the ISP email is the email you use every day. It's the one you give out to people. It's printed on your business cards. It's the one you check every morning for your inbox, etc. Make sure that's correct. The remax.net email is simply a forwarding address, and it's what is assigned to you when you join Remax for your sign-in credentials. That is not this does not have an inbox. If people send email here, it's simply going to get forwarded to your ISP. But you do need that for sign-in credentials. Now, web and social media sites. You want to create those little circle icons of the web and social media sites that you participate in. And you want them to appear in your materials and on your contact information as well as your website. So here, when you click edit, you can use the drop-down menu and you can add all of these different platforms, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, if you have a YouTube channel, any of these things that you do utilize and keep up to date. I wouldn't suggest having accounts on all of them, and if you only use 2, because if people go to the ones you barely use, they're going to look outdated. So if you use 2 or 3 consistently, or you do use them all, make sure you put those in. And here's where I added Facebook. And what we did is we put in an agent's landing page, and that created that little circle icon for her. And you can set whichever one you want to be primary and whether you want it included in the web directory or not. And then you save. And so we added this one for Facebook, and you can add more. Just click and choose and put in your landing page. Make sure your cell phone number is the correct one. Is it the one that you want to be giving out to your clients? Do you want to add your office number? Do you want to add a different number? Do you have another one where you want people to be able to call you on a landline at home? And finally, adding a fax. If you still have an office location that has a fax machine, it certainly wouldn't hurt to put a fax number in there. Whether or not you use it often, if it's still usable, then you might want to include that. And that's all there is to the contact. Under the photo, this is where I mentioned, you want to make sure you have an up-to-date recent photograph that's very clear. Mine's already populated, but if I were to replace it, it's going to tell me what I need to know regarding size. So it must be less than 5 megabytes and of JPEG or PNG format. So I could just upload a new one by choosing it from my photographs or my headshot in my own computer. You want to make sure your photo is in here so that it goes into all the locations that backfill. And the personal details is actually the About Me section on your website, and it's what people will read if they go to send a referral in your direction. So this is really important. When you open the bio, this is the About Me. And you want to make sure that, of course, you're going to include, your experience and any credentials you have and where you do business most. But try not to make it too vanilla. You really want it to be very thorough and put in some detail about what your niche in the market might be. What sets you apart from others that people will see and connect to, so that when they read that About Me section, they want to click further through into your website. They want to pick up the phone and give you that referral. So don't go skimpy on the bio. Do the best job you can with that. And we also let you know that this box does not have a spell or grammar check feature. So you might want to put your bio on a Word doc just to make sure you don't end up with any typos on your website. Give it a quick check, then copy and paste it here. You can then move down this list. If you want to add your education and university in here or other, there's the opportunity for other. Whatever the case may be, if you'd like to put that in there so people know, that's your opportunity there. It's a good idea. If you have any participation in civic activities, there's a very long list here that you would want people to know you participate in. That's just another way in which they're going to find something in common with you. And that goes a long way in having people decide if they might be a good fit. You can see all of these here. And simply save. And hobbies. Very important for people to know what you like to do in your spare time. A lot of these have been added for demo, but if you look here under the hobby list, you never know what is going to tip people over in your direction. So as you can see, there's a whole list that you can choose from. And it's a nice conversation starter. Maybe you're a real techie. And as you add them again, this just makes your bio look that much better. And if you happen to be multilingual, you certainly want to let people know that. That's a big help to people in their business. And you can simply add whichever languages you speak and then number them, whatever's your primary language versus a secondary language. So that's all there is to the Mac Center profile. I'm going to go back now and click through. And we're going to get back to the app section. And just for a moment, I want to show you in the Booge app what that involves to get started, because today's quick start. So this is not a lesson on Booge. It is simply, hold on a minute. There we go. We'll get into a temporary account. And this is simply to give you an overview. I just want you to see what it looks like in general and what parts that you would want to backfill to make sure that you're ready to start utilizing it. So again, Booge is a class in and of itself. It can be as short as a 2-hour overview, which gives you all of the settings that you walk through to make sure you're properly set up. And it also gives you an idea of the basic navigation. This could also be a full in-person 8-hour day. And of course, right now we're unable to teach live in venues until COVID gets further behind us, but that day will come. And I look forward to really seeing people in person and help you through these things in detail. But there's a whole plethora of tutorials recorded, as well as full webinars on both the CRM portion and the website portion of Boosh. But just to give you an idea, I want to click here on the upper right-hand corner where your photo will appear and click Settings. And what's this going to do is open this left side and show you the settings pages. Then you would go in, and this is the setup of the product Boosh. So you go into each of these parts and fill in questions and answers, just like you did on the Mac Center profile. By doing so, you are then setting yourself up to be able to utilize the contacts and leads, the deals, the campaigns, the listings manager, and the seller reports. That's all the CRM portions of the product. In addition, separately is the website manager. Now, you all get your free Boosh websites, and they are quite good right out of the box. But you can customize them further to your liking by utilizing these settings here. And what I'd like to do is just show you a couple so you can see what these websites are capable of. Here is just one sample of a Boosh built website. So I like to show you how colorful it can be, how enticing it can be, different things and opportunities you can utilize by building these out. And again, we teach classes on this, but they are great right out of the box. So it's just important to fill in your settings. This particular agent decided to highlight specific destinations that people tend to seek in her area. And then she pulled her Zillow reviews over. She utilized the Remax blog block and her featured listings. Here's where her Max Center profile filled in the social media platform she uses. She chose this particular format and finally her call to action. And down here is where she's decided to place that Max Center profile. As you can see, it has everything that you would have entered just a few minutes ago. That About Me section was the bio. And then I'm going to show you one more. Exact same platform, but much different look. So that's just to show you when we talk about and we go into the Max Center, the Boosh classes, you're going to be able to customize your already built website. Here you can see that Melvin has put his About Me section front and center. And all the information in his Max Center profile is here. Then he's chosen to put a video in, enter these are his Google or Realtor.com, or these are reviews other than Zillow. He's also chosen this particular block. And now his call to action is getting the app, and his Zillow reviews are here. That's all on the front page. So that front page is what grabs people. And I just wanted to give you a sample of what those websites can look like. So here we are back on the dashboard of Boosh in the settings. And the calendar, it's just asking you if you wanted to use the Boosh calendar, how you would like to view it. And we are looking forward to when we sync with Google, iCloud, and Outlook calendars. So you don't have to go in and check too. If you're typically using a Google Calendar, we want this to sync with it. Under contacts and leads, you're going to see that you're going to be setting up all of these different categories for every person in your contact and lead base. And by doing so, it's getting you organized. It's going to help you to assign people into categories so you can hyper market to them, so that you're also going to be able to fill out all kinds of details on each of them as you do business, or as you get to know them. You'll come back and you'll continue to add until you have a completely thorough record of every phone call, every meeting, any notes you've taken, specific dates that are important to them, and you're really going to have a powerful database. Under the next setting are the deals. And as you can see, these are associating with these categories up above. These are the settings for these categories. These tabs are for using them. Under the deals, you're going to have things that you want to set up, like how do you want to close your deals in your pipeline so that they're no longer visual? No, immediately, or after so many days, you might want to hide them. And the buy and the list side questions are there as well. How do you want to be notified when things are assigned to you? All of these things, again, are the settings you want to go into and fill out. Your inbox, this is basically regarding how you want to be notified if an email or a form is received. Do you want to know every which way or just through your email perhaps? You can set up email signatures and have them all ready to go. If you choose to do a campaign, you can assign a specific signature to it. When the legal box is simply a review of the terms of use you agreed to when you registered with the site. The library is going to show you all of the different images that are available to use when you create your campaigns and other parts of your website. You'll see 419 here. You can also add your own. And the system settings are going to allow you to connect. If you are getting leads from HomeSpotter, Realtor.com, or Zillow, you want to be able to pull those into Boost so that they're all in one place. And this lead forwarding just gives you a little instruction on how to do that. It basically says, go to your HomeSpotter account, change the email address you have in your profile there to this one, and save it. And when you do, those leads will input into your Boost. You can connect to your BombBomb account if you have one. That's the email video platform we commonly use here, and is a great feature, especially while we're mostly working virtually. We really want people to stay connected with our face and voice recognition. So using BombBomb for emails is really a good idea. And further along, you can connect your paperless transaction system to DocuSign, Loop, or Zip forms. One at a time can be connected, and you can simply connect them. When you hit this button, it'll take you to your sign-in. And then when you get back here, this will be red and it will say disconnect. So it's very simple to use, and it does allow you to connect that system to your transactions. You can also sync your Google and Microsoft contacts. You do it one at a time. First do your Google, then do your Microsoft, or vice versa. But that's a nice feature that's been added recently, is you can now connect that. And I'd like to mention, as I said, that's been added recently. Keep in mind that RE/MAX owns Boost, and therefore they're constantly updating it, adding new features, getting feedback, and making sure that it is up to par and cutting edge. So you will see changes, and you'll see things come in that might not have been there the previous week, and it's because they're constantly working on it to make sure it's working smoothly and is very up to date for you. And they want to keep rolling out the newest features that are requested. And finally, under tasks, this is how you can organize your CRM. You can create notifications. A task plan is, for instance, a new buyer task plans means when you fill this out, you can connect it to different tasks. Every time you get a new buyer, you want to do these 10 things. And then they would pop up and you would go in and take care of them on a routine. You can also automate those task plans. So you would simply choose one and add the automation here. So that's basically the settings pages I wanted to review with you. Again, I hope you will join us at another time to go through a complete Boost training that shows you how to utilize the CRM as well as the website and get those really working powerfully for you. So now let's take a look into Design Center just for a moment, because I wanted to show you the Design Center automatic marketing. And here's where you can build out all kinds of marketing pieces. Simply by clicking in, you upload pictures, you add your tasks, and you're going to be able to reproduce those pieces. In the projects, that is where your Design Center automation pieces are saved. If you haven't realized you had them and you wanted to go back and check out which ones were emailed to you, you would simply go to Design Center and look down your list of projects and choose them however you named them. Typically, it is by the address because the addresses are not duplicated, unlike a name could be the same for several different people. So you want to utilize the address for your Design Center projects. And again, those are automated. The one feature of Design Center is you get those 4 automated packages that we mentioned earlier after you enter those listings in the MLS, and according to each of the 4 events that would trigger a new package. It's just listed, it's price reduction, it's open house advertisement, and it's just sold. And now let's take a look at the Remax referral button. This is really also important because supplemental income can really make a big difference for agents. So when I clicked on that button, as I mentioned before, I came to this page and I want to, somebody I know is moving to Orlando, Florida. So I want to search for somebody there that I might want to interview. And here you see a list of populated people. Also notice the ones with the balloon. Isn't it just our nature to bypass them? Because we want to see a person's smiling face, see their profile, and just for whatever reason, a certain person might just grab our cursor. Okay, works Remax downtown office in the Orlando area, has been in business 9 years. Let's just see if we like what he has to say. And as you can see here, he's done a bit of his profile, but he has not filled out the about me. So what you can get is a lot of stats, but you can't get that personal connection. Like, well, I don't know if he's a good fit for my client because there's really nothing in here except his stats. So I'm gonna go back and I think I'm gonna look further and see what Sherry has to offer. Oh, look at this. Now I can understand what this person's about because her bio in Mac Center was thorough. And she's telling me a lot about herself in addition to just her contact information and stats. I can see what her awards have been and her civic activities and where her service locations are. You see how the difference is in attracting you to decide if you might want to send her a referral. So let's say you choose 2 or 3 people that you like what you see here, and you've made your choice. After a 5-minute phone call, you've decided that Sherry's the one. And you're now going to officially send her that referral. You just click send referral, and now you two get to work together by clicking through these 5 steps. And when you confirm and continue, it's going to bring you to this area where you decide how you have agreed to be paid. Will it be based on the commission? And if so, what percentage? Is it a flat fee? Or based on the selling price and what percentage of that, the listing price versus the selling price? Which percentage of that are you entitled to? And then you can hit continue. And as you do, you'll go down and give these informational pieces and officially make that referral. You can also go a little further on your own. If you want to get a signature, you can always take this referral form and send it back and forth for signatures at just outside of this particular feature, but it's a good idea. Some people really like to have that. Okay. So what I'm going to show you now, as promised, is the marketing resource guide and what this can do for your marketing. Here you see, as I click through, it is going to scroll an entire table of contents and tell me where I can get to all of these different features simply by clicking through this live page. And if you think about it, typically a PDF document is unchangeable. You can't do anything besides read it. That's what it's protected in a way. Well, our marketing team brilliantly decided to help you utilize all of these different things without having to remember a different password for each one, without having to sign into everything all the time. Think of it as a great document that's a shortcut to all of these terrific things. So I want to go most of it into the agent tools. But as I go through, you'll see you can download this guide. And when you get this presentation, you're going to get this guide anyway. But if you wanted to bookmark soldsignblog.com, you can go to the Remax resource guide and always make sure you have the most recent version. You're going to see that you can get into the branding. It's giving you information here again on Max Center, getting you to it. All the broker and agent support that you could need is given you here. The marketing portal, for instance, if I click View Brand Portal, it takes me to that area within Max Center. And now I can use this live. Let's say I need to find, I want to make sure the logos I'm using on my stationery are sanctioned and they're correct and they're up to date. Look at all the different ones you can download and print, download from the web, web versions and print versions, etc. Here's some traditional print files that you'll have access to. Everything you see here is there for you. And by using this resource guide, you can get to all of these things in this category very quickly. This media campaign you see here is referring to the Remax Hustle, and I'm going to show you that separately. But as you can see, it also gives you directions on how to get there. If you didn't have this document, you would learn. You would go to Max Center, go to the marketing portal, add campaigns, and it's going to show you that it will take you to the Remax Hustle website, where you can then create your own commercials. So if you've been watching the Remax commercials on Stream TV, for instance, the Hulu or Prime Video, you would see the Remax commercials and how popular they are. And you would be able to come here to Remax Hustle and customize those same commercials to reflect your advertising. Here's where you can get logos and branding. We talked about Design Center and its automation. There is an entire collection version of our marketing materials. It is navy blue backgrounds, and it's utilized for more collection properties. And that is a wonderful opportunity for people who are doing business with properties of that stature. A whole refresh on the Remax Luxury is here at your disposal. Don't forget, we do commercial properties. If you want to be able to get the global referral flyer, keep in mind now, it's a very small world. We have people transferring all over the planet for job changes, not just within the US. So the global.remax.com flyer is a help when you're demonstrating something like that. Here you can get into the mobile app, etc., etc. Take the opportunity when I send this to you to click into these different pages and see things that you are interested in. This is a 60-page document. I'm not going to spend the whole class going through it, but I do want to make sure I demonstrate the Remax Hustle page for you and show you how to utilize those tools. But when you get this, don't hesitate to go in and check out all of these different opportunities based on the agenda in here. Our our training sessions are all on the soldsignblog.com/calendar. You're going to have an opportunity to sign up for and register. My counterpart in the Midwest, Michelle, she does Tech Tuesdays in the Business Builder series. I do the Agent Momentum every other Thursday. And there are a series of 1-hour webinars that are recorded and then posted on the RE/MAX Integra YouTube channel. Just like today's webinar, the quick start is as well. Keep in mind, when you go to the RE/MAX Integra YouTube channel, you can simply type in perhaps Business Builder or Momentum, and you would be able to click in and view the entire series. So if you missed one, you can go back and see it. We, of course, want you to be well informed regarding the current COVID, and that is not only updated, you get some materials in here that you can utilize to help work with your clients, etc. And further down, it's going to give you recommendations and this entire section on the agent tools that I was talking about. So now let's go to remaxhustle.com. As you can see, it's simply a website. There's no sign-in required. You can get there through this marketing guide. As you can see, it's advertising RE/MAX Hustle right here, a few other things, but here, this page shows you RE/MAX Hustle, and if I clicked visit page through there, it's going to bring me to the exact same place I got to when I typed in remaxhustle.com. So that's the beauty of that live document, is it takes you where you can utilize the product immediately. So here we are at RE/MAX Hustle. What this is going to allow you to do is a couple of things, and I'm going to work backwards here. I'm going to show you first how to do a welcome mat, and then a hustle graphic, and then a couple of ways that you can utilize commercials. It takes a matter of a minute or two for each. So here I clicked on make a welcome mat. Now, let's say you have a client who's closing on her home, and you would like to welcome them into their new property. You could be filling this out while they're literally closing, and then pop it in an email. See how the name of the family is going onto the welcome mat? Put your name in here, your office name, and it is got a logo on it. Simply save the image. You'll see in the lower left-hand corner of my computer, it has downloaded. And when I open it, there is the picture. So anything you can do with this picture, you can do with this digital welcome mat. So you might want to pop it in an email while they're talking. Look at edit, create, all of those things, print. And when they're closing, by the time they get out to their car or by the time the documents are done, you've already popped this into an email, said, welcome home. It was a pleasure doing business with you, and I look forward to helping you and your family and any friends you have that you might want to refer to me in the future. I'll check in with you in about a week and see how the move-in is going. Just one example. I could also, not just after I've got somebody's business, I could just inquire to people in my sphere. And let's face it, we've all been having to quarantine and things like that. So let's say here we are in the middle of winter, and you just want to let people know you're thinking about them. You're not necessarily marketing to ask for business right out of the gate, but you're sending them something that says, hey, I'm thinking of you. We're all home together. So why not send them a little mat that says life's made for cozy? Fill that in, save that image, and even post it on your social media and say to all my friends and clients out there, I just want to let you know I'm thinking of you during this time, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again soon. That's not really asking for business, but it's certainly a nice way to get some. So that is how you do the digital welcome mat. Very simple, and it can be utilized for different reasons. Here is the Hustle graphic builder. And like I mentioned, it's a small, what it is, it's a bio about you over the last 12 months or so. And when you fill it in, all it's going to do is create little images and then become something you can keep digitally or print. So how many homes did you sell last year? How many buyers did you place? Did you perhaps work in luxury? How many neighborhoods have you worked in? And what are your years of experience? Now, if a question doesn't seem advantageous to you, because last year, of course, weren't able to do very many open houses, you can simply skip the question. What's your favorite song to hustle to? I always say, put in something fun to create some sort of conversation. They're going to say, hello, you like to dance to Jaws? How many miles did you drive? You know, as a trainer, if I were typically on the road, it would be a lot in a year. How many lunches did you eat in the car? You know, you can just make fun with these things. How many miracle homes have you sold? Well, as you know, the Miracle Home program is when an agent decides to donate $25 per transaction to the Children's Miracle Home Network. And that makes you a miracle agent. It makes your listing a miracle property. And that is definitely something people really appreciate. If you're giving back to the community, you want to let people know that. And some people, there's definitely a certain demographic who, if they were deciding between two different agents, and one was a miracle home agent and one wasn't, that might just push them over the fence into your court. What do you like to serve at open houses? And we'll skip the coffee question. So now you can see this really cool, colorful bio about yourself, and you simply fill in the information it's asking for. And save it. There it is. You can download it, and it has your contact info. Save it as an image, do anything you want with it, just like you would any other picture. Or I even suggest you print it in color, maybe keep one in a picture frame that you bring to your open houses you do in person, and also attach it to all of your feature sheets for your listings. That way people have this attachment, and it's really a good representative of you in a quick visual, and they look for, it's nice. It's got a little comedic value to it. And the last thing I'm going to show you today is how to build your own commercials. So there's several different things. You can use this video editor. We're going to go through the customizable one. You can create a video of your listing. You can even build one of your tools. So let's first do the creating your own commercial about yourself. So all you're going to do is fill in the business card by answering the questions on the left. And there you have it filled in. It's going to look for that headshot that we talked about keeping handy. And as you'll notice, it's allowing me, I'm going to move this, to space it, and then it appears in the business card and in the background. And then it gives you the fun stuff. It's telling you to add 3 out of 19 different value adds. So let's say you want to let people know they can do a 3D home tour, they can close virtually by using their e-signature, and that you're really good at strategy. So pick 3 at a time, and then you can pick 3 different ones another time. You can add background music, and simply hit create video. Oh, it needs a name. Very simple. Create the video. And then in just a second, we'll watch.
Ooh.
So how quick was that to create? And look at all the things you can do with it once it's built. Download it. It can be a Facebook cover video. You can copy and paste, post, email, etc. Really powerful, free, easy on Remax Hustle. And the last thing we're going to do today is show you how to utilize the same commercials that are on TV with you as the star. You're going to just follow the fill in the blanks like we showed you a moment ago. And upload that headshot. It's going to want to show you off. And there you have the filled in business card with the logo. And now you can choose all of those commercials. You should go in here and look at them, choose which ones you really like, and get going. There's no reason you shouldn't be doing this one in the next few minutes. So I'm just going to pick one. And we are simply, after we filled in our information, and look at this, you can do them all at the same time with a few clicks. Hit create. And then we'll watch this one last one. Again, you can download it, copy it, post it, email it, etc.
Hey, did we do that termite inspection?
That discount agent said we didn't need to.
So there you have it. The Remax Hustle, which I think is one of my favorite tools of the trade for Remax agents. Again, go in here right away, play with these, make yourself some commercial, throw one up on your social media today, or email it off to your sphere of influence. Take advantage of this great free opportunity. So that concludes our Quick Start webinar today. I want to thank you for attending. This has been recorded. It will be on the YouTube channel shortly, and you will, when you're registered for Quick Start, get a copy of the follow-up email that gives you the link to the recording, a copy of the PowerPoint presentation I reviewed, as well as a link to the marketing resource guide. Thank you all for attending. I hope you have a wonderful day and stay well.